What up?
Gunner.
Hi, any Patreons watching this on the replay. Thank you for your continued support. We really, really appreciate your kind financial support. You freaking rock!
Yeah.
And don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Who's in the house? Soy the boy, Kirsty M, Isaac Reed, Yasmin, obviously, the vegan Potterhead. She's here. How's everyone doodling? I like that. Muddy Paws, good to see you. Want to buy an eco-friendly vegan mattress? Any advice? There is a vegan mattress company. We spoke to them and laid on their mattresses at one of the veg fests. Yeah, just Google like vegan mattress or something. I think they were called literally the vegan mattress company, were they?
I think on
They
the
were next to the Vivo stand at the last place we exhibited.
yeah, I think on the Veg Fest website they show people that have had stalls and things. Because I remember looking on their site before, thinking, oh, I want to remember whose stall was at an event, and I found it on there somehow. So you might be able to look.
Bruce Lee is here. Vegan Cronish, produce not pills, of course. Carlos Rodriguez Fitness, Angry Vegan, Blueberry Zoe, Bells Music. Good to see you two every day. Good to see you too, my friend. Julian Walters, my IRL friend. I'm a machine. Gerald Style, I still have to email you. Okay then, I don't know, I've forgotten what that's all about. If it's to do with nutrition and workout plans, I'm so sorry, but I've actually quit doing them like a couple of weeks back. Yeah, just to concentrate on the social media stuff. But if it wasn't to do with that, I don't know why I'm telling you. UK Whole Foods plant-based diet is in the house. Michael Askew, Zach Plunkett, hello from Tennessee. Good to see you, my friend. I don't know if I've seen you in here before, have I? How's the vegan scene where you are? Vegan Cornish, loving your new videos. John suggested it in my new video. Thank you very much. Nikki, Northern British Gaming. Good to see you. And a big salute to a fellow Herbivore Army warrior. Daniel Freegeist is in the house. Julie Diana, of course. Hope you're having a lovely weekend. We've just been working really hard.
Yeah.
We've just been working our asses off all day. We just made it in time for the stream.
I haven't even had time for a shower today.
She really stinks. It's getting bad. Very ripe. I've got to do some posts after this, and then I'm just chilling the F out. Like,
Yeah.
it's just
We
been
did a great
bonkers
recipe
today.
video today, didn't we?
We did. Well, actually, no, I edited a video today, didn't I? Yeah, I've edited one video for a Vivo Life recipe. We've done a recipe for this channel.
Yeah.
And I can't really tell you exactly what I've been doing all day.
Sexy chips. They don't look good. They don't look good on there. But they're bloody... And they look a bit limp because they've gone cold. But they were well crisp when they were hot.
They've got sunflower seeds. They're so delicious.
Sesame seeds.
Yeah. What did I say? Sunflower seeds. Oh, get me off this diet. I'm fed up with it.
Oh.
Handren, hello from Sweden. Hi, Handren. Thanks for joining. That's very interesting. I always say it. How's the vegan scene in your area? I'm interested. Selma's here, our lovely friend Selma.
Hi.
I've been emailing her hubby Paul today. Hello, lovely people. How are you? We're really good. We're very, very excited to meet you guys in the flesh a week from today. I know I've decided I'm having a day off my diet so that I can have some energy. It was just hard work standing up all day, to be honest, like doing the filming and all the things.
Yeah.
I just felt tired just standing there. That's no way to live.
Prioritise getting your training in. You go for a bike ride, you do your workout.
I do the
really
things.
Go crazy, but then you've got a whole day of other stuff to do, and
Yeah.
it's just it's a lot when you're undercaloried, isn't it? It's a lot.
Yeah. I'm doing all right, really. I shouldn't moan.
You
It
are,
used to be a lot harder on an omnivorous diet.
Did you tell those guys that we've booked 2 restaurants?
Yeah, well, I told Paul that we'd booked the first one for 12. Yeah, I've now booked the second one for 5 p.m. because I was thinking, like, you've got to travel back and things, and we don't want to make it too late for you. But maybe you're not such lightweights as we are, so...
We don't have to eat at 5. We can just go and have a drink or whatever and eat, a little later. I can't imagine they'll be, like, fully booked or whatever. And it's a big restaurant, isn't it?
Yeah.
That we're going to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. They might be. It depends how scared people are about the COVID thing, but I'm I'm chomping at the bit to have some social life.
Yeah.
I really am. I can't wait. I've been speaking to my friends who own the restaurants, and yeah, they're excited to see us coming down, and yeah, really lovely people they are. So yeah, it's going to be amazing. Morgan Thomas, how can I be as hench as you? It's really, I mean, I don't feel particularly hench at the minute because I'm on a diet and I'm kind of drunk, but I'll take the compliment. So you know, really, growing muscle, from my perspective, really is sacrifice. Like, how much do you want it versus how much do you want to party, eat rubbish food, stay up late? You know, to grow muscle, really easy. You need to create a stimulus, so you need to train hard. And then obviously you need to eat quality foods to allow for the recovery. You need to be in a caloric surplus. That can be quite hard to eat enough calories for a lot of people. And then of course you've got to get your rest down. So, you know, if you're up all night, video games, partying, drinking, like whatever, you know, it's not really going to work. So sacrifice is what I'll say to you, my friend. Sacrifice. That's how you get hench. Kathy, hi from North Wales. Good to see you, lovely. How's the vegan scene there in North Wales? Pablo B, hi, everything is good. How does deadlifting 115k sound, weighing at 60 kilos? Well, that's twice your body weight. That's pretty darn good. I think that deserves a round of applause. Unless you're a meat eater, in which case it's rubbish.
You better super chat.
Super chat. Val's Music kindly donated $2. What's your favourite veganised traditional British food? Oh, I don't really know. Oh, I do blinking know. Shepherdless pie. Shepherdless pie. It's in our cookbook, which is currently half price. Link in the description. Get ready.
Mine is
It's delicious.
to no mayo.
Yeah.
Also in our cookbook.
Yeah.
So it's, you know, like chickpeas, bit of dulse, the seaweed, you know, silken tofu with the mayonnaise of cashew butter and things.
Oh, it's you. Yeah.
It's similar enough that you think, well, yeah, this is tuna mayo, but not so similar that you think, oh, this
It's
is
not
tuna
like
mayo.
so sort of fishy. I mean,
Yeah.
you could put more seaweed in there, I guess, if you wanted it more fishy. But
Yeah.
I'm not really up for like eating fish, to be honest. But yeah, I prefer it. It's much more
Yeah.
savoury. It's delicious,
Yeah.
and it's a lot more. You can kind of eat more of it somehow.
Yeah.
It's easier to eat.
Tuna I always found a bit dry. Maybe that's why you have to mix it with mayo. It's
Yeah.
quite dry, isn't it?
Yeah, but then like normal mayo, that gets sickly, doesn't it? But because
Yeah.
it's made with silken tofu instead,
Lighter.
yeah, it's got a bit of lemon in there. It's lovely flavours. Yeah. So the chickenless. No, that's not really a traditional British food, is it? Chicken nuggets. We've got a chickenless nuggets recipe in the book.
Yeah, that's good. Very good.
But yeah, for me, the shepherdless pie, it's got all those lovely flavours, like with the thyme and the rosemary. You know, it's just lentils replacing the dead animal ground up, and it's just so savoury and delicious. I love it so much. I had it a couple of times this week. You made a big old one, didn't you?
Yeah.
Lovely. Right, where was I? Sugar plum cake. Hi, bye. Would love to stay, but need to sleep. Good to see you, even just briefly, darling. Arters, where to get good information on vegan diet for beginners, like how to start eating and some recipes.
How to eat plant-based successfully. Here's
Yeah.
a video called that.
Here comes a video, which is basically everything you need to know about how to do it. Nice and succinctly done by an expert in the field.
If he does say so himself.
So recipes, I've got a whole playlist of recipes if you look on my channel's homepage. There's also a lot of what I eat in a day videos, some with little recipes in there, but a lot of like simple things like, you know, kind of wraps and sandwiches and, you know, different fillings, all different stuff just to make it easier for you. Yeah, and as I did say, we do have a cookbook. It's just $4.99 currently. It's 30 higher protein, healthy meals. So it's all the whole foods that keep you well. There's a little more protein in there, just in case people are, you know, trying to build muscle or burn fat. It's helpful to have it's not mad high protein like, you know, like I used to eat when I was an omnivorous bodybuilder. But I grow muscle just as easily. But with higher carb, I've got more energy. The muscles are more volumized. The veins stick out more if that's something that's important to you. A lot of people tell me they want to throw up when they look at my arm. So that's their problem. Pablo's been vegan 4 years almost. That is huge. Blair, hi from Switzerland. Hi yourself. Thanks for joining. How's the vegan scene out in Switzerland there? I'm intrigued. I don't think I've ever heard. Vegan Cronish, I guess you heard me talking about the pie earlier. I want to make whole foods diet. I want to make a bosh meal for my wife, but feel guilty about the tablespoon of olive oil. You know, like, again, in the context of an otherwise whole foods plant-based diet, you know, if everything else is exemplary and like once a week, like you have a tablespoon of oil, in the grand scheme of things, it's probably not going to kill you. But of course, it's all to do with risk aversion and,
If
you know,
the oil as well might be like to coat the pan for frying some veggies, and if it is, you can just steam fry with water instead. It makes no difference to the recipe.
we often omit oil from things and they tend to work just as well, don't they?
Yeah. We often find recipes and think, oh, I wouldn't mind trying that, and it's got oil. Yeah, you can usually omit it. Unless it's like, sometimes maybe like, say you're making like a pesto or something and you don't put the oil in, well, you need something to replace that, so you might not be able to use that recipe. You could Google like an oil-free pesto, for example, like instead, you know.
Annette Sampson, hello from Halifax, Nova Scotia. The vegan restaurants there are pretty good. Nice, good to hear. Good to hear. And thanks for joining, my lovely. I'm just looking for questions mostly, but I'll just say hello to Stephen Vargas. Good to see you. TH21, how or Hench, are there any vegan whole foods which are pure protein, the vegan equivalent of egg whites, for example? I imagine egg whites must have cholesterol in them, so they're going to have some degree of fat, although that's not something I ever considered when I used to eat them. Let me just have a look at that. Because cell walls, of course, have cholesterol as an integral part of the structure, and they are a lipoprotein, so they're fat and protein as well. So I'm on Instagram instead of Chronometer. The icons look too similar on my low-calorie brain, apparently. Sphincter cuisine. So, I just want whites, egg whites only. One large egg white. Nothing's showing up, but I'm guessing it probably hasn't been programmed in. Anyway, I know what you mean. If they're not all protein, they're virtually all protein, aren't they? Whole food, nothing springs to mind. Nothing springs to mind. It's really going to be like an isolate, like powder, isn't it? I don't know if a vegan whole food was just protein, do you? No, they tend to be a mix of all three. Sometimes like there's just the two macros.
You've had a super chat, but do you mind if I just speak of this question that you were about to get to? Because
Yeah.
I think it's important. I've lost it now.
Oh, you silly goose. Let me get the super chat while you're looking. Super chat. Sweesoon 2001 kindly donated $10 US. Thank you very much supporting what we're doing. I want to start strength training. I want to do push-ups, but I'm starting at strength level 0. Even doing a push-up on my knees is very difficult, hurts my wrists. Any advice? Do them on do them on your knees, but then be up on a block or on like a low sofa or just something where you can be inclined. And you may like to strengthen your wrists up. Get yourself a little dumbbell, reverse wrist curls, wrist curls. That way you can even do lever bar work is pretty good as well. If you've got like a length of metal or a dumbbell rod with weights just at one end, yeah, and you can do like a front lever at the back there, back lever, and with a lighter weight, you can do a rotation as well, and that will strengthen your wrist. You know, it's sort of 3D, like all different movements. My brain. Get me out of there. I'm a celebrity.
Okay, I can't find the question, so I can't remember who asked
What was
it.
the question?
But the question was advice for panic attacks. So I'm going to post in the chat a really awesome video that really helped me years ago when I used to have panic attacks. But what comes to mind initially is when you get the panic attack, breathing. That's your best friend. You want to slow your breathing way down. the out breaths way longer than the in breaths until you feel more of a sense of calm. So that's what you do like in the moment, but you want to start paying attention to what's happening in that run up when you get to that point of panic. Because I know, like for me, this was relevant. I wasn't paying attention to how I felt until I got so overwhelmed and upset and panicked, you know, that then I'd have this anxiety attack. And it can feel like it comes out of nowhere, but trust me, it doesn't come out of nowhere. So stopping many times through the day to pay attention to what kind of thoughts am I having, how am I feeling in my body right now, and being present with how we feel, and like letting our emotions come out in whatever ways we can, like journaling or, you know, screaming or like boxing, or different ways to let emotion kind of bleed out of us so that we don't get to this overwhelmed kind of state where we then have a panic attack. That was really helpful to me. I think the video I'm going to post says some things like that possibly, but loads of other things that are really helpful that I've kind of forgotten now. So here it comes.
I'll tell you something else, Jem, with all this stuff. Tell you what we often forget about is hormones. And now I've been watching a lot of Mike Mahler's stuff lately, Mahler. He's a world-renowned strength coach, vegan guy. He was really into the kettlebell stuff when that first came out. But he talks a lot about hormones and how, like, he sort of poo-poos some of Tony Robbins, which we're a huge fan of.
Yeah.
He'll say, like, all right, you might get that person to walk across the coals and you might like give them a little boost and whatever. But if they've got low testosterone, high estrogen, you know, they're
it won't last.
Yeah, it won't last. Yeah. So you may like wish to work with someone to get to the bottom of why you're having this issue, and so many things are hormonally driven. You just can't override hormones. Like, you do need to have things in balance.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. Hormones. I can forget the physical, and I think you can sometimes forget the mental. You have to look at the big picture, in my opinion. Yeah. And sometimes, like, what one is affecting the other. So your hormones are out of balance, so that it can affect you mentally. Or sometimes something's going on mentally, which then has a knock-on effect on the body. Because you know, like, if you feel nervous, you get like a feeling of butterflies in the tummy, for example. So the mind does affect the way that the body feels. It's all. Yeah. It
is one. It's not even linked. I don't really say. Or I'd say it's one thing. And so mental, emotional, physical, spiritual. If you believe in such mumbo jumbo, I'm not saying which camp I'm in.
I'm not sure.
I don't know, basically. What do I know? I've had some experiences which makes me feel like there is more to life than what we can see, hear and feel. But I can't prove it.
Yeah. And oh, sorry, you go.
No, after you. I forgot what I was going to say now because I've got no calories in my brain.
I just want to say to that person who wrote that, it was brave of you to say that in here, to ask about that. And I feel for you. I used to have panic attacks a lot, and I know it's really overwhelming and really horrible, but you will get past that. It won't be forever. And working with a counsellor can be great, but there's a lot of stuff that you can do on your own. And the breathing, definitely do more intentional breathing and getting in touch with how you feel. Yeah.
Good words. I'm going to skip forward a little bit so we don't get miles behind. Do pop your comment or question back in the chat if I miss it. Vegan Gosling is in the house. Good to see you. At ease, soldier. Chris Grant is here. Good to see you, my friend. Thanks for joining. Zach, vegan for 3 years, helped my anxiety, fuels my activities, become a very positive lifestyle. Thanks for your contribution to the plant-based community. Thank you for being such a kind and lovely soul to say that.
Nice. Exercise is great for anxiety, isn't it?
Exercise,
and depression, really good. But we don't feel like exercising when we feel like depressed or sometimes anxious. But that can be something that can actually really help.
You might like to consider the old CBD oil as well. I find it huge for anxiety. Really, really good. Yeah, I can't speak highly enough of CBD oil. There is a link and discount code in the description if you want to get a good saving on some. You're welcome, Sweetcoon. I don't know how to say that. I hope I'm not saying it wrong. Jackie, breathing is key. It so is. It so is. Particularly with public speaking, I found breathing in your thoughts. So you're thinking about what is the next thing you need to talk about, and then breathe out your words. And just the fact that you've slowed down and you're slowing your heart rate,
Yep.
it helps to keep your brain working. When you've got enough calories to fuel it, that is. Son of Jude. Should I supplement omega-3 even when consuming chia and flax daily? If you've got adequate of chia and flax, such that you're ingesting, for a male, 3.2 grams per day, for a female, 2.2. If you've got adequate of that, and you've not got more than about 4-to-1 omega-6 in terms of balance, you should be absolutely fine. In some rare circumstances, there can be issues where people can't produce their own EPA DHA, perhaps a mutation on the elongase gene. And so for some people, you do need some direct EPA DHA. It's cheap as chips. I recommend it for everyone just as like a fail-safe, but probably you don't need it. Do with that what you will. Super chat. Arters kindly donated €5. Thank you, my friend. We really appreciate you. Thanks for your info. You vegan YouTubers are doing a great job educating people. Keep up. No question. Just supported his local neighbourhood vegan YouTubers out of the kindness of his heart. We really appreciate you. And I'm guessing that Arters is whichever country you're in. I'm guessing Eastern European, perhaps. Maybe that's your version of Arthur, which was my dad's name. So good name, good name. Vegan King, what are your thoughts on Thomas DeLauer? He literally ruined my friend's life. I don't really know anything about him, but he sounds like a right knob end from what you just said. Hi Deanna, thank you for joining. No more questions. I'll just go back in time a little bit. My sugar daddy is controlling me. Thanks, Gemma, for the inspiring words and a love heart.
You're welcome.
Natalie Peck is in. Oh, hi you. That's the birthday girl from the other night. How you doing, Natalie Peck? Good to see you. Oh, and I saw your friend Kelly earlier as well, didn't I? Hi, Kelly. Hope you guys are doing well. Oh, yeah, you're there. Hello, darlings. Thomas Mars, what do you guys think of Vegetable Police? Do you want to field this one, or do you really have an opinion? Not really been watching him.
I haven't looked at him for a lot of years. I used to like him. I found him very entertaining.
You were in his video.
We were both in his video a long time ago. I found him very entertaining, but I noticed that something that I didn't really like about him is that he would say, oh, a certain thing I'm eating or like doing is causing this issue, and he'd switch for a bit, and then now that's causing that, and and I think, wow, I've got some health issues and things, but I can't tell that this thing I've got going on is from that one thing I'm eating, or this way of doing this, or like how can you tell? How can you say that it's from that specific thing? I think that's a bit sort of like dangerous to.
Yeah, he was very sort of experimental, and of course he was in pain, and he still is, I would imagine. So you can't blame the guy.
Yeah.
Of course, I was a bit sad when he stopped being vegan.
He was so certain about things. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, he'd say, "Oh, so I can't be vegan," he was so certain because it's like that, that's causing that, and I would think, how can you be that certain? And
I think he was offering like nutritional consultations, and my perspective is, if you don't know how to heal yourself, like what the hell are you doing, like?
Yeah.
And to anyone else really suffering, don't just jump from one thing to the other to the next.
Yeah.
Get yourself some professional help. Most things come down to gut health, I've found, to do with nutrition, where things are not working, particularly if it's obviously a whole foods plant-based diet and it's not working. If you can't put the healthiest foods in your body without your body falling to bits, something's really wrong. Get yourself some gut tests, diagnose what the issue is, and get the correct treatment, and preferably like a healthier treatment. So I worked with Goji Man, as I said, the nutritionist. We diagnosed last year that I had a particular type of SIBO. He prescribed me some natural antimicrobials rather than harsh antibiotics, which decimate your health. Like, don't do those unless you really, really, really have to. And within a few weeks, I was right as rain, and now I'm firing on all cylinders, and I couldn't be more grateful. But you know, I could have stopped eating plant foods. I could have just put like a load of meat in, like some people do. The issue would have gone away. You know, it would be easy to think, oh, the meat's healed me. Well, no, you're not getting the symptoms because you're not putting in the foods that cause the reaction. If anything, you're probably making your situation a whole lot worse. You're risking 14 of the 15 leading causes of death, and you're not healing. Like, you're not healing. 2 years down the road, now try to put some plants in. You have even more reactions and more strong reactions. Like, get professional help. And as I say, the guy, you know, he's, I can't speak highly enough of Simon Hammock, Goji Man. He's got a new channel, the SIBO Hub as well. Up to 84% of irritable bowel syndrome, some experts now consider is probably SIBO driven. It's pretty rife. So,
And I like what you said about, you know, just reminded me, you know, yeah, if someone's in enough pain, it's hard to imagine what it's like for that person. I don't like how he threw veganism under the bus. I don't like it when people do that when that's not the answer. You know, so that annoys me for sure. Definitely annoys me. But it, you know, also another part of me says, wow, he must be really suffering to have. He must be desperate, you know, to try all these things. And you know, hopefully none of you know what this is like. But yeah, if you've been in pain in some way for long enough, you do get desperate and you want to try anything to alleviate that pain.
And that's natural, and like, you can't criticize anyone for that. That's human. Yeah. You know, well, that's any animal. Seek pleasure, avoid pain. Like, that's two of the three main drivers of life. Yeah. Seek pleasure, avoid pain, expend the least calories possible. That's basically what we're all hardwired to do. Yeah. And gut issues in particular, if you're in pain and discomfort, that's the pits, you know, and I've been there, so I do understand. Sal kindly donated $5. Thank you very much, my friend. Hey, Hench, how do you feel about multivitamins? Thanks for all the great videos. Thank you. You're very kind. So, synthetic multivitamins, if anything, the data shows them to probably do more harm than good. That's if anything at all, really. So I always say get as much of your nutrition as you can from whole plant foods. So eat enough calories. Make sure you're eating legumes, whole grains, fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, herbs, spices. Of course, if we're not getting enough strong sun, we may need to supplement a vitamin D3, the same as most omnivorous eaters. Half the world is vitamin D deficient, did you know? Half the world. Wow. And then B12, you know, we're not ingesting that now. So, you know, we do all need to supplement B12. 38% of Americans are reckoned to be B12 deficient, or at least have like a low B12 status. And the B12 they are getting, it is mostly what's been given to the animals anyway. So cut out the middle moo, cut out the cholesterol, fat, trans fats and cholesterol that, just said cholesterol twice, that are actually killing us. No one's dying of deficiencies. Everyone's dying of excesses of animal products, of processed junk foods. Now, if you've done all that and you are coming up shy on one or two things, I mean, you don't ought to if you plan cleverly, and perhaps use the Chronometer app to just check where you might be shy and see what foods are higher in those particular nutrients. If you are struggling on anything, for a multi-nutrient, I recommend something like Vivo Life's Thrive. There's probably other brands as well. I've never seen them. Which is one of the reasons why I recommend Thrive. The other reason being I'm affiliated and I do get a little kickback if you buy from those, so that helps fund the channel. But you get 10% off, so link in the description, code HENCH10. But yeah, so they have a natural multi-nutrient, so there's vitamins and minerals, but it's powdered whole foods, so it's more like whole food rather than a synthetic supplement, you know, artificially created in a lab. You know, they can do horrible things to us, really horrible. Like big whacks of calcium, you know, it can trigger heart attacks, it can calcify your organs. We're not designed to have massive whacks of, you know, individual nutrients in one go. So yeah, I'd say steer clear of those synthetics. Muddy Paws, thumbs up the stream. That's a good idea, guys. Yeah, please do thumb up the stream. I've forgotten to do it, so thanks. Stephen Vargas for gut probiotics. Prebiotics are more important. So probiotics are the bacteria. Unless you've had a real harsh course of antibiotics, you know, as long as you're eating whole plant foods, you should have loads of good bacteria in there. And the way to make them really flourish is to feed them with prebiotics, soluble fiber and resistant starch, so whole plant foods. Oh, and bioflavonoids as well. I recently learned that some of them feed on. So again, your good bacteria are all whole foods vegan. So that tells you something about what's what's optimal for our health. Brain fart. We're talking about probiotics. So you could use some fermented foods, like we've added in daily sauerkraut before each meal. Sauerkraut, you know, a good one. It must be raw. You don't want pasteurized because the heat kills bacteria. They can have up to 700 different strains of good bacteria. Like even the best quality probiotic supplement, maybe 6 to 8 different strains. And to be healthy, you want the most diverse range of gut bacteria. So the only time I really would put in a synthetic or like a supplemental probiotic would be in the case of like a serious like gut infection, you know, if you've had pathogenic bacteria in there, or to repopulate after a course of harsh antibiotics. But you don't want, you know, an average tablet might be 3 to 5 billion count, which sounds like a lot. It's nothing. They're so microscopic. You know, you've got 100 trillion bacteria, you know, in a well-functioning gut. So that's just like a drop in the ocean. So really, like the experts, people like the Gut Health MD on Instagram, Dr. Will Bulcevics, you know, he says like hundreds of billions up to trillions of count each day of tablets. So, you know, that's not going to be cheap. But in that case, you know, where harsh antibiotics or a serious infection, that's the one time it's worth considering. Other than that, no, just eat really, really well. Okay. I think we're quite far back in the chat, so I'm going to just skip forwards a little bit. If I miss your comment or question, do pop it back in the chat. Hopefully I'll get to it next time. Chris Grant, wild food, grow your own food for gut diversity. Yeah, the more different foods you can get in, the better. Zactivist is in the house. Good to see you, young man, at ease, soldier.
He was saying he went to a vigil today, so
Yeah.
I hope that you're okay and take care of yourself, take care of your mental health, because that can be a real hard thing to experience. So
I can't handle it myself. It just does a number on me mentally.
pay attention to how it makes you feel, you know, now and afterwards, and take care of yourself in whatever way you need to. I don't have a leash. Should I go and get one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Jet kindly donated $3.99 Australian on the super chats, and there's a flirty pair. He's had a workout. He's got his sweatband on, but he's on the pool now. I think he's trying to get with me. No, thank you so much, Jet. We really appreciate you, hun, supporting what we're doing. Here we go. Nikki Neritin. I don't believe I've seen you in here before, have I? Kindly donated at $9.99 on the super chats. That's really generous. Aww. Thank you, lovely.
Thank you.
Number one fan. There's my little cheer section. That poor old pear is getting a proper workout today, isn't he? No question, just supporting what we're doing. What a lovely human being. Thank you so much. Do you want to read something out? I'll just be plugging this in.
Yeah, but I don't know. I do know where you are. Yeah.
Oh.
I'd just like to say one thing. There's two people in the chat talking about, I want to say like the word like debating, or, you know, talking about taking antidepressants and going down a more natural route. I just want to say, it seems as though you both disagree, and I want to say, like, I guess we do what we think is right for us, and we all do the best from our current level of ability. We're just doing what we need to do for us. So it's okay to disagree, but it sounds like you guys have been talking about it for a long time, and that you've both got your points across. And I wonder if now there's no need to keep telling each other your,
Let's not fall
your
out.
opinions. I don't think they're
Let's not
falling
fall
out.
out.
But, yeah, I really hear that you're both passionate about your stance of like, this is right for you and this is right for you, and they clash, and sometimes that happens, and that's okay. And
Yeah.
I hope you guys are okay in the chat.
Yeah, I freaking love you. Right. Vegan Gosling, who's seen Hogwarts yet? New documentary? No. I guess there's going to be some poor old piggies having a bad time of it, is there? Check. Good day, guys. Missed the notification. Been waiting all night. Oh, bless you.
No.
People are upsetting my Zactivist. They don't want to do that when I'm around. It'd be the last thing they do.
That's one reason why you don't go to those events, isn't it? Get too mad.
I'll probably kill them all full. Thomas Doherty, where do you get your protein? Just kidding, love the channel, and your ebook is awesome. Well, thank you for supporting us, both financially and in terms of words. Really appreciate you, my friend. Thank you. Diana, what did you say? Goji's other channel is called The SIBO, S-I-B-O, Hub. The SIBO Hub. Don't know why I said it twice. Oh, and Yasmin's just said it anyway, so I don't know why I bothered. I'll get my coat. Rebel Coda, hello from Riga. Riga, where's Riga? I don't even know that I've heard of that place before. Where in the world is Riga? Thank you so much for your amazing and important work. You are making this world a better place. Well, aren't you a lovely, lovely person? Really appreciate you, my friend. Thank you. Illuminati Corgi, any opinions on non-vegans following the channel? Or is it simply not an issue? It's a good thing, isn't it? It's a good thing. If not, I'm just preaching to the converted. I'll tell you, I do feel a little bit bad, like, you know, with these response videos, particularly like the vegan trolls, like anti-vegan trolls, it behooves me to be a bit sassy and a bit unkind and like not speak in the way that I would actually ever speak to someone. And I know that some of my non-vegan friends watch, and they often give me lovely compliments on what I'm doing. And so if anything, I feel like I'm a bit bad, and I hope that I don't put people off joining veganism, because you know, I'm being that kind of more sort of aggressive type, kind of negative. I don't know, this whole thing with John Venus and whatever as well, and you know, some people are saying, oh, like, you know, we're being childish or we're being too aggressive and that's going to put people off. But then other people are saying there needs to be social consequences for like bad behaviour. And if we don't say anything to the outside world, to the non-vegans, they might think, well, obviously it don't really matter too much if we eat animals, because like no one seems to be that bothered about it. So swings and roundabouts. I'm hoping to watch Michelle Lowe and Leo Venus live stream after this. I guess they'll probably be done, so it might be a replay. But be nice to get Michelle Lowe's perspective on it. She's a psychologist, if you're not aware of her. Michelle Lowe, L-O-W-E, vegan lady, really nice, good channel. Not enough subscribers. She should be on more. Do sub to Michelle Lowe. As activists, we're trying to get Norwich livestock market shut down. Nice. I like your style, young sir. James Parker, I was talking to a cute checkout girl in Aldi who asked if I was vegan. After seeing what I bought, I told her yes. Then she told me she did a vegan day this week. Nice. Tell her if she does 7 in a row, she'll have a chance to get it on with you. Annette Sampson, have you ever made your own sauerkraut, Hench and Gemma? It's super easy and cheap to make yourself. I nearly read that as super sexy. I think it's partly to do with my low calories and partly to do with the fact flux has just kicked in and everything's the wrong colour. Talk about
that
sauerkraut.
makes you feel sexy, doesn't it?
Yeah,
When everything's
super
the wrong
sexy.
colour?
No, the word easy looked like the word sexy to me.
I made it once. I think that you meant to put like a weight or some. It wasn't submerged enough.
It's got to all be sub-aqua.
Yeah, I didn't. You can get these like weights you put in.
You
It
need
went
to
mouldy.
create an anaerobic environment.
So it went mouldy. I'd spent a while making it. I went mouldy. I was like, oh, sod this. But I didn't realise that I hadn't done it quite right. And then I've been too lazy/busy to prioritise it ever since. We buy it, but yeah, it's so cheap, isn't it? Like cabbage. So yeah, I should make it. There's so many things I should do or I'd like to do, but there's only so many hours in the day and I prioritise other things. So.
We just bought, how many did we just buy?
Oh, like 5 of them, 5 big jars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've got so much time, haven't we, in the world, and
Yeah.
you can't do all the things. And we're so determined to get out as much content as we can.
When we
Everything
were,
else is going by the by. Sorry.
Yeah, when we were really poor, like I'd look in the bank and there's £3 and I think, oh God, how am I going to get enough food? You know.
I was so poor, I tried to rob a tramp.
Like we've been really poor. You know, I would do anything to save money. Paul would call me a super scrimper. You know, I would make everything myself if it was a bit cheaper, and you know, I'd do my own, well, everything. You know, but now we're not so poor, and now I can think, okay, where is my time like better spent? And it's really nice because now I can think, what brings me joy? I'll do that, and then if I don't have time for that, maybe I can think about paying someone to do it, and I can put more of my energy into what brings me joy, and that is a great place to be.
The thing that brings you joy brings you more energy. Like conversely, it's really
Yeah.
it's mad, isn't it?
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice to be in that place instead of in that other
We're
place
very,
I was.
very lucky. Defender of Animals kindly donated £1 great British pound. No question, just supporting his local neighbourhood vegan YouTubers out of the kindness of his heart. I don't think that's the same guy from Defender of Animals Clothing, but I will just mention Defender of Animals Clothing. Brilliant brand. I had one of their vests on yesterday. Well, it's Hank Top.
I haven't taken a photo in my one yet.
That might be him. So hi, if that's you. I forget. I'm old and low caloried, and I'm stupid.
Oh, you're great.
That's true. Soy Kazuki's in the house. Good to see you. Volut, does going vegan make you smell better? A lot of people do say that it does. I feel like I noticed a heightened sense of smell after going to Whole Foods vegan, and I do notice that some people smelling sort of meaty.
Some people smell toxic to me. I don't know if
Yeah.
that's the same thing, but
Yeah, it's basically the same.
some people, I won't say who, can smell a bit like sweaty onions,
Sweaty onions
like their clothes,
and old farts.
sometimes I'll be like near someone, and to me it just smells to me like their, I don't know if it's like their breath, there's something about their whole body, I can smell it. It's so toxic that I just think, wow, like you need a detox.
Diddly, diddly, dee, dee. You know that I'm toxic. Altruism is pure joy. Yes, that sure is, James Parker. It is one of the very nicest feelings you can have. And I'll tell you the time it goes wrong. If you're being like altruistic, you know, it's lovely, isn't it? And you get that lovely feeling. But if you're doing something for the, because you want to feel like nice and then you don't get a thank you or something, you can feel really angry and resentful, but you're the one who did it. So you've got to be angry at yourself, not the other person.
Yeah. You've got to be honest with yourself about your own intentions. Often there's multiple intentions, and that's fine.
Yeah.
We might want some praise, and we might also want to make that person feel good, or whatever the thing is.
Some people have accused me of speaking to the John Venus thing in order to get more views and make more money. And I would like to say, well, no, I'm trying to like point out like how he's wrong, like how people shouldn't follow him, and you know, so more animals don't get harmed. But of course, like in order for me to do this full time, it needs to be a business. I need to get views. I need to make money. So it's not wrong. So both are true, and that's fine.
People have said to you before, oh, you're just trying to get people like following. Yeah, like
Yeah.
you haven't they?
Yeah.
And you've said, well, yeah, I am, but also I'm doing it for this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think people can think sometimes that it's not okay to have multiple intentions and want to do things for your own sake as well.
Yeah.
I guess they've learnt that, so then they're projecting that onto you.
I'm
That's
sorry that you have a bad relationship with money that you've learned throughout your life for some reason. You know, money can do a lot of good, can't it? Do you know what I mean? It's a commodity.
Just want to talk about this. Like we did a video with a vegan activist a long time ago on my channel. This is
Michael
how long ago it was.
Goodchild.
Yeah, a long time ago, and about like, is it okay for activists to be wealthy? Think about that for a minute. People think, you know, that you want activists to get by, obviously, but my sort of thought was, well, okay, so you're an activist. That's your life, your job, whatever that means like to you. Well, is it okay to want enough money to eat organic produce so you've got the best health? Is it okay to want enough money to come in to take a holiday sometimes so that your mental health's good enough? Like, I think, yes, I think it's okay, you know, like, we don't have to think, oh, I shouldn't want money. Like, it's okay to want to have the best life that you can have, you know.
For me, whatever way I'm making money just has to align with my ethics. So, you know, a lot of companies have asked to work with me, you know, for decent money, and I've turned them down because they just don't believe in what they're doing and it's not on brand. And the thing is, anyway, even if you did, you just pee off your audience and you know, just makes you look bad and people lose trust in you. So it's best to live in line with your morals and ethics and yeah.
Sometimes the more money you have, the better good you can do in the world as well.
Yeah, I mean, as we've fairly recently becoming like quite successful financially for the first time in our lives, you know, we give quite a lot away, don't we?
Yeah.
So
feels nice.
Yeah, it feels nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't, you know, when you're not earning hardly anything, you can't do that, can you?
Yeah.
Plant-Based Pro kindly donated €1.49 on the Super Chats. No question, just a lovely sticker with some lovely, what are they, ferns? Some lovely trees there. I love trees, thank you so much. No question, just supporting what we're doing, keeping the beans on our toast, keeping the wolves from the door and keeping the cameras rolling because he loves those animals. Thank you. Jack kindly donated $7.99 on the Super Chats. Can you say good day to my other half, Sean? He's home and awake right now. Good day, Sean. How are you doing, brother? Very good. May I say that you have a wonderful partner there who is very generous and kind, and I imagine that you're very, very, I would say that you're lucky to have someone so wonderful. She's a beautiful soul. Yeah, that's all I want to say. I'll stop gushing now. Evolute, what do you think about showering too much, washing away good bacteria? Yeah, so I always talk about the gut microbiome. Yeah. We have microbiomes in us, on us. We have a microbial cloud around us, like a sort of aura of little beings. Yeah, I've heard some science about how it's really bad to use like alcohol wipes and things, and perhaps we should only shower every other day in order to have optimal health.
Why you smell bad, is it?
Yeah. Yeah. Good question, Jet.
It's a really interesting question, that.
Oh, that wasn't Jet who said that. Evilly, good question. Oh, my brain.
You've had a super chat.
Super chat. It's General Applejar. Kindly donated 10 Australian dollars. Hey brother, can't stay long. Your opinion on John should be heard regardless of motivation. Message is honest and you're an integral cog in the fight for animals and have a large platform. You the man.
Aww.
Thank you so much, Applejar. We appreciate you so much in many, many different ways. You are a lovely person. Bless him. Rebel Coda. My female cat has been vegan for almost 2 years. She takes frequent blood tests and urine samples. She's in perfect health. I also am a bioinformatician. Bioinformatician. I've never heard that word before. Bioinformatician. That's really interesting. So I know what I'm doing. So I guess you're some kind of biologist and you can do sort of testing and you know how to interpret the results. And is that the sort of dilly? Yeah, that's very good. I mean, our cat, Cowboy, she's been vegan probably 7 years now.
I always forget. Yeah,
Benevo
sounds about
Complete
right.
cat food, and yeah, she seems to be thriving. So
Yeah.
as do we know loads of vegans with vegan cats.
Yeah.
Only one ever had a problem, and that was with the crystal. So she was feeding them meat instead.
It's an old cat as well.
I've since heard though that there's a new product that you can add to the food to then sort out the pH so that that's not an issue. So supposedly all cats can do it now. There was a podcast on the PCRM's. It's called the Exam Room Podcast by the Physicians Committee for Responsible Medicine, and they had a vet on there, and she went through all the things. So yeah, if you look that up on iTunes, if you want more info, anyone who's wanting that, that's well worth a listen. And that's Samson. I think when you make money doing something you love is fantastic. Yeah, making money helping others even better, and you're doing both. So good on you. Thanks, lovely. Yeah, there's nothing better. There's nothing better in life than living your purpose. So if you can form a business around your purpose, like you're laughing, I just work my ass off from dawn till dusk.
It really does.
I'm so happy.
Yeah.
I couldn't be happier. It don't feel like work because that's what I want to do. But yeah, I just feel like there's not enough hours in the day to do all the posts, all the
we
filming.
can start delegating a bit more now, can't we?
Yeah.
We're in a position to. And I thought I just had this. You talk a lot about making the lifestyle seem like the kind of club you'd want to join and things. And then as if we're living our best life, if we're like going on holidays, showing beautiful places you can visit and eat and be vegan easily, and all these things that you can do when you're more
and you've got a grin on your grill.
Yeah, so your whole lifestyle looks beautiful and abundant and all that kind of stuff. Well, that's, I'd want to join that club. So hopefully others would feel the same way.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And yes, Jet is amazing.
Yeah.
Right. Super chat. Eve Afsake. You'll have to tell me if I'm saying that name wrong because you're always very kind to us. Thank those people accusing you of attention seeking by doing reaction videos, John, are doing exactly the same what you actually do. Yeah, that's very true, isn't it? That's very true. And thank you for your support. No question, just supporting this local neighbourhood vegan YouTuber, both financially and emotionally. I really appreciate you. What a great community we have. Zach, I've got to ask, have you found any legitimacy to taking cold showers? I've never tried it. I've been too much of a wimp, but I've got friends who swear by it. Yeah, they've been listening to the old Wim Hof podcast and whatnot. And yeah. Oh, so yeah, there's some science on it now, isn't there? It's hormesis. It's hormesis, the idea that certain stresses, that which doesn't kill you makes you stronger. And yeah, hot and cold treatment. Intermittent fasting, of course, exercise, as long as you don't kill yourself doing it, as long as it's a stress, it just brings you into your, out of your comfort zone, but not so far that it snaps you, but you're just, in that, not quite in the comfort zone. And that's where the expansion is. And yeah, apparently, cold treatment, I think it creates something called, well, it might just be when you get, I know when you do like a hot sauna or whatever, it creates heat shock proteins, which are meant to be real health protective. I don't know if it's the same for cold as well, because I guess that's like a lack of heat. Yeah, scientifically, there's no such thing as cold. Scientifically, it's just like more or less heat. Isn't that interesting? TH101, coconut oil meant to be great for external use, skin and hair. Any risk of renewals all through the skin, man. Only if you're a baby. Do not put coconut oil on baby skins because their skin is so thin and that does get absorbed into the bloodstream and will start forming atherosclerosis. They could already have fatty lesions in their aorta based on how much sat fat, trans fats and cholesterol that the mum was eating while they were in the womb, believe it or not. So we don't want to be adding to that. But for an adult, no, you're absolutely fine. Did I see? Yeah, I did. Super chat. Juan Pablo Garreton Lamus kindly donated 1,500 clips. What's that? I don't even know. What are CLPs? I'm really interested. No question. Just a lovely sticker of a pear, and he's just spreading the love. He's just blowing kisses to everyone because he's so happy and high on life. He's not hurting animals, and he's just exuding love from his very soul. You can see it in his eyes. One, thank you so much. Whereabouts in the world are you? What on earth kind of currency is that? I'm really intrigued. And how's the vegan scene? Are you a vegan person or are you considering it? And how's the scene where you live? I really want to know where you live. I've never seen clips before. Selma, hey guys, can you start your live stream earlier tomorrow, please, as it clashes with Leo and Michelle? Oh, I thought that debate was tonight. It's tomorrow, is it? Yeah, I think we might want to think about that because I would like to watch that for myself. And yeah, obviously we'll be splitting our audiences because we have a very similar audience. What are we doing tomorrow? What is it? It's Saturday today, isn't it?
Yeah.
What are we doing tomorrow?
Doing that podcast at 2.
Yep.
So we could come on at 5 till 6.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Try it. I mean, maybe not all of our audience will be around because it's
yeah. I sort of feel a bit bad changing the times because people get used to it, and I understand with these kind of things you really do want to be
yeah. Should we
regular.
Should we have a night off?
Nah. I think probably my heart wanted to say let's do 5. My head's telling me we ought to stick to 6 just for the sake of what's the best practices, you know, in terms of the channel. So,
I guess if it's really dead, we can call it early.
Yeah. I don't know whether it'll be dead. I mean, people like to and fro. Like the average watch time is about 10 minutes anyway, so people do to and fro. Yeah. I'm very tempted to say change the time, but I think my business brain is overruling, and I'm thinking no, that's not the right thing to do.
Yeah.
I'll do you a deal though. We will take a night off streaming to hang out with you guys, Selma and Paul.
Yes.
Yeah, we will have one night off.
Yeah.
Okay.
Night off. What's that?
Right, where was I? Can you keep a lookout for one in case they answer? I'm interested to see.
What's the name?
Juan Pablo. Some other words that I can't pronounce very easily.
Okay.
John Jackson, is it okay to eat spinach, romaine, and other lettuce every day? You should be eating leafy greens, at least a couple of servings. I'd say 2 or 3 servings a day for optimal health. Ideally, you'll mix them up and you'll eat the widest range possible. So what have you got there, romaine? So you've not got a cruciferous vegetable there. Better, every day I try to eat a cruciferous vegetable. So in terms of leafy greens, that's like bok choy, kale, and then there's like the rocket / arugula. And there's other cruciferous vegetables which are not leaves, so like cabbage, cabbage, broccoli, what are they called? Sprouts, Brussels sprouts, cauliflower. My brain's not working very fast, so I'm just going to ditch that. I normally reel off a big long list for you. Yeah, lettuces are good though. Spinach, chard, and beet greens are extremely high in a compound called oxalates. Makes oxalic acid in the body. And now that can be harmful. We have Oxalobacter fermentis. We have a bacteria. If we have got a healthy gut, we have the bacteria that eats it. But, you know, you can eat too much. So you actually want to limit those spinach, chard, and beet greens. You want to limit those. Better to eat them cooked because that breaks down some of the oxalates. I wouldn't have more than like a cup of any of those on a given day. And you wouldn't want on the same day as well to have rhubarb or starfruit. These are extremely high in oxalates also. I think that's about it to say
Can I just speak
for
up?
those. And they bind with calcium as well, so you don't want to go too mad. But that's taken into account on the RDA of calcium. So again, that's another reason. Have some, but don't go mental on them.
Good words.
Good words.
Somebody seems very upset in the chat about the thought of feeding cats a vegan diet. They've put it in a more blunt way than that, but that's how I'll say it. So we've spoken about this quite a lot on the channel, so I'll post a video where we've talked all about vegan cats, but we have researched it a lot. It's a complicated issue, one that, you know, it's a decision that we didn't take lightly, and we feed our cat a complete vegan food, which means it contains all of the nutrition that she needs, and for us the risk that could it not be optimal was outweighed by the fact that we knew that so many animals would suffer a horrible life and then be killed if we fed her animals, and that the animal products that you feed cats anyway is just a load of crappy like byproducts, and it's in a form they wouldn't eat it. They don't eat cooked meat, they eat raw, so it's not optimal anyway. There's certain nutrients added back in because it's destroyed by the cooking process, like taurines, etc. So they're both not optimal, you know, anyway. So we went with the best thing that we could. A lot of vegans, you know, feel the same way, and they can't keep buying animal products for their cats. But the complete food seems to be okay. We know lots of people with vegan cats who are thriving, and it's a difficult area.
We spent a good few months like delving into this, don't you worry?
Yeah, and I don't like to see anyone being really harsh to people who've made that decision, because it's a really difficult decision. It's a tough spot to be in, and probably a lot of us, we wouldn't have rescued companion cat like friends had we have been vegan first.
Yeah,
probably a lot
not.
of us would not have, but we're in
I certainly wouldn't have another carnivorous animal as a
yes
companion animal going forwards.
So it's a difficult spot to be in.
Anyway, she's thriving, so
that.
yeah, that's fine. But thanks for your perspective.
Yeah.
Do you know, you're like damned if you do and you're damned if you don't, you know?
Yeah. Okay.
But what I would say to any meat-eating person who says like this animal abuse to do that, I will say you sound like you really care about a certain tiny group of animals, and you know, if you expanded your consciousness, it sounds like you'd make a good vegan. But we have these arbitrary lines. Apple jar, kindly donated $10 Australian. I'm counting calories now. Gone with half a cup of milk, half a cup of water instead of just soy milk for oats. 3 almonds instead of 6, and half a banana instead of 4 one-sides for lunch. Is that okay? It's really, you know, what's the entirety of your diet? Do a check on chronometer. Make sure you're getting your micronutrients. Make sure you're not losing more than 1% of your total body weight each week. Yeah. So, you know, I can't tell just by that, but that's how you would basically work it out. It's your diet as an entirety, and yeah, just making sure you're getting your nutrients, you're not dropping weight too quick, and you'll be golden. And thank you for your support, Applejaw. You're, I always say, very kind and generous to us. Thanks, Julie Diana. Adventurous Blondie, do you guys watch TV? No, we occasionally watch a little bit of Netflix, like when we're just the last hour or so.
Or something like that.
Yeah.
If we have them, sometimes we have one of those, not always.
We do. Should we still own a TV?
It's in the conservatory. We lost the cable,
Yeah.
the power bleed years ago.
We do own a television, but we've got no leads for it.
Don't know what to do with it, so we can't plug it in.
Does anyone want a telly?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just got fed up with the man's programming and the adverts shoved down my throat, and I was very conscious. I got rid of my PlayStation as well. I'm very conscious if I'm consuming TV or just playing a game for hours on end like I used to with Battlefield and with Skyrim. You know, that's not productive, and I get more joy from being productive in life. So they had to go, and consequently, I've made over 1,000 videos. Applejar is back with another $2 Australian, bless him. Only thing I miss on TV is Come Dine With Me. We did a Come Dine With Me on the channel. It's a bit naff. It was a long while ago. Yeah, we just got bored in the end. One episode we lost the footage or something, and yeah, we just got fed up.
That was a lot of work for you. A lot of work.
I think the first episode's interesting enough to watch. If you search Hench Herbivore Come Dine With Me, yeah, there's an episode. Yeah, that was such a lot of work.
Oh, we've missed some super chats, I think.
Super chats.
Sorry about that.
Oh, Jack.
Bad people.
Yeah.
There's two. We've missed
Jack kindly donated $2.99 Australian. What's your favourite street food that's healthy? Just lately, that would just be something like an apple with some cinnamon and some almond butter.
I like a medjool date stuffed with any nut butter. That's something that I really like. I like making desserts with cocoa powder, so I get something chocolatey but that's healthful. What would I make? So I'd get like a food processor, blend, dates, dried fruit, cocoa powder, oats, different things like that. Maybe have that's a base, and then make another layer to go in it, or make them into balls or something like that.
Rolls bowls.
Yeah. We're boring, aren't we?
Yeah, we're really bored. Yeah, you didn't ask the best people for that question. Jackie, what do you do when it's hot outside? I'm sweating laying in bed here. Fan, don't we? We've not had it on yet this year, have we?
I think we've missed another super chat.
I don't think we have. But
oh.
Tell us if we've missed a super chat, please, guys. What do you do when it's hot?
Put less clothes on.
I like to walk around in my Donald Duck top, no bottoms.
Yeah.
I don't say yeah like I actually do.
No, we want to know that's not true. They say,
no.
You have a reverse Donald Duck normally. You never have a top on.
That's
on the
true.
stream.
Nice cold drinks, plenty of ice.
Yeah. Oh,
Stay
make yourself
hydrated.
some nice cream.
Oh, banana nice cream. Frozen banana.
Yep.
Blend it up with a little water. Or if you've got a Yonana's machine like us, you just push it through the machine. It just comes out the same as ice cream.
Cocoa powder, chocolate
one.
Nice cream.
A little matcha.
Nut butter in there.
Yeah.
To make it have a fatty element.
What's that stuff called? Oh, come on,
Date
brain.
syrup.
Date syrup. There you go.
Make yourself some
Date syrup on
syrup.
top. Little crushed up walnuts. Oh, God damn.
Some berries on top, things like that.
I'll tell you a good... this is no good. I'll tell you a good ice cream I made before was half bananas and half frozen cherries.
Oh, yeah.
Ah.
That was very good.
Oh, now I want it. Damn it. Can we have that tomorrow? I don't think we've got frozen cherries.
No frozen bananas either, so that would be difficult. Have we missed any other super chats? Can anyone tell us, please, if we have? Chat's going weird. It's going weird.
Selma brings up a great point. Hench, have you thought of starting a podcast? Not really, but, listening to Gary Vaynerchuk, he will start with a video, and from that he'll make a podcast. He'll have a blog post. He'll chop that up and make several tweets and on and on and on and on. And when I first started this, I thought, I'm a YouTuber. I want to be a YouTuber. And as I've got deeper into it, I've realised, mostly by listening to Gary Vaynerchuk, I'm trying to get attention. So where is the attention? Some people like blogs. Some people are on Twitter. Some people like video. I think video's tops. I think video performs the best across most verticals. Bloody hell, I've been listening to him, haven't I? I don't even really know what that word means.
That's the trouble. You can repeat something you've learned, and then
I guess it means different like genres or whatever.
Right.
But yeah, that might well be worth considering. I've just actually bothered to put some YouTube videos onto IGTV, and that's really boosted like the total amount of views I've had. So I should have been doing that from day one. So yeah, podcast. Yeah, I think. Yeah, if I could do so. I think like interviews would do well for podcasts.
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
Or like sometimes.
Or factual like.
Sometimes on
stuff.
here, someone will ask a specific question, and we talk about it for a while, and it's like you could talk about that for ages because it's so such a big topic. Maybe we do a podcast on a specific topic that we want to dive deeper into and really. But again, you'd make a video on it, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, but I guess you can rip the audio and.
Yeah.
Why not? And Selma's saying that she wants to start a podcast.
Nice. Do it. Yeah.
We'll be your first guests.
What kind of podcast do you want to?
Oh yeah, that might not be a vegan one for all I know. What would you do it on, Selma? What would you do it on?
And Jet said
Jet.
a while back, we missed a couple of her super chats.
Oh no!
And I can't go back far enough now because I'd refreshed my thing.
Jet, please tell us your questions and we will, or your comments that you put because you don't always ask a question.
So I see that one, but I can't see any.
We need a third person, don't we? We do need a third person in here.
Well, maybe we are up to date now, but please let us know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't go far enough back to see it.
Yeah.
I feel like a bad person.
Yeah, me too. Me too. I feel very ungrateful. Well, I'm not. I feel like I'm worrying that people are seeing me as ungrateful. I think that's what it is. Beverly Meldrum kindly donated £2.99 on the super chat. No question. There's a lovely sticker. It's our good friend, the exercising peer again, and it's a nice little fist bump. No question. Just supporting what we're doing, Beverly. Thank you so much. Whereabouts in the UK are you, hun? Where are you calling in from?
Okay, we did miss one.
Right.
Just a sticker, but find it. I'd like us to find it.
I want to see the sticker.
I think you're going way too far.
Right, so we can't get to the start of the.
So it's not. Go slow. It's just not in any of these. It's a shame you can't specifically search for things on here.
I wish that it would stay on the screen longer and draw your attention to it.
Does it do it on Streamlabs like that?
I don't know. Yeah, no. We've done it, stupid Jet. We've done it. I'll tell you what, Jet, I'm going to give you a special treat. Shark! Shark!
Thank you so much for the support, and I'm so sorry that we missed it. We can't go back far enough now. Bad people.
Selma with her shark emojis. I love it. Beverly is in Bishop Auckland. That is New Zealand. Please tell me that's right. My geography's not the best.
Do you want to answer this one?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm just going to look that up. New Zealand, yes, I got something right. Oh, I'm in the UK northeast, right? So that's the. I got something wrong. In the UK northeast. Okay. Nice. Yeah, not heard of that then.
All the shark emoji. Someone keeps asking about abortions. We don't want to talk about that topic, do we? So should we just say we don't want to talk about that?
Yeah, it's not something I've ever had to think about. And,
we're not like a debate type channel where you weigh up things, like.
Yeah, I'm really my wheelhouse is in vegan health and sports performance. That's really what we're here to chat about, not other sort of. Yeah. I know it can be kind of related sort of thing, but I kind of feel this is often a loaded question, and it's just an excuse for people to shout their point and fall out, and I just can't be bothered.
Yeah.
Eve Whittle, my IRL friend, how you doing, lovely? Trying to convince my meat-eating hubby to join me in veganism. I apologise to sound daft, but can you recommend any hearty meals I can make? Love the shark. Oh, do try our shepherdless pie. Have we got the recipe? Oh, you already have them, Albert. Trying to... Oh, decadent. Yeah, he'll love those. Lentil bolognese. Very, very good.
What's the question? Sorry.
Hearty vegan meals for Eve's hubby to veganise him.
I think there's a chapter in the cookbook called like hearty mains.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's in there?
Well, she's already got that, so...
lasagna. So you want meals that aren't in the cookbook? Ideas?
I think so.
Hearty
Those big mice are overhead squeaking.
Hearty mains.
You can do a roast. All the normal like roast veggies. Like a nut roast. We've found it hard to get a good recipe.
So hard.
But I think our problem is that we need a real thin loaf tin. I think that's where we've gone wrong in the past. But you can get. I mean, they're not optimal. They're not whole feeds, but they're all right. Are they called artisan?
I think so. Yeah.
Artisan. You'll see them in most supermarkets. There's 3 of them.
Gluten free.
There's one gluten-free one, which is cashew and sun-dried tomato. And then there's a vegetable one and another one. They're really delicious. You just add hot water and bake them. Just with all the normal veggies and potatoes and whatever, mash. You can make some gravy as well. Yeah. And then of course you got all your usual curries and stews and casseroles, that sort of thing. Get a load of beans in there, get some grains, get some potato.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's plenty of things you can do, isn't there? Like a cottage pie.
Buddha bowls are great.
I'm getting
I don't know
hungry.
if you consider that to be high, but you have a grain, a legume, or some tofu.
Yeah.
A variety of different coloured veg.
Have a little hummus there, or avocado, or a little sauce that you can drizzle with tahini, maybe
all those
nutritional
different
use.
colours are so appealing to us, aren't they?
Yeah, and in terms of hearty, that's really your potatoes and your pasta and your your other grains and your legumes.
Oh, the hummus recipe from the cookbook. Make that, but put a little more liquid in it, so it's a bit thinner, and make some pasta, a few different veggies, and pour that on as a creamy, sort of cheesy pasta sauce. Oh, that's really good.
Oh, god damn! So, Eve, have you gone vegan now? And isn't Casey vegan as well? And is Jay's Mrs. Sarah? I think she's vegan, isn't she? It's a whole vegan family. I can't believe it. From my childhood, this is music to my ears. Very good, Eve.
Thanks.
Very, very good.
You've had a super chat.
Super chat. Apologies if I just spat at the lens there. Jet kindly donated $7.99 on the
Jet.
super chats, and there's a lovely peach having a laugh. We didn't miss it that time. And
Sorry again. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, son. And yes, we are from my lovely friend Eve. So Jay was her brother who, when I first did karate years ago, we went together.
Okay.
Yeah, and am I boring you?
I think it's getting close to time to
We've
go
had
for
a
me.
hard
I'm
day, haven't we?
getting a bit tired,
We're having a hard day. What time?
Apologies for
Oh, have we
We're on
gone?
time.
We've gone over an hour. What's happened?
Like an hour and a half, I think.
How did that happen? I didn't even realise. We're having too much fun. Right, let's do. Should we do another 10 minutes and then call it?
5 more minutes. I need to
5 more minutes. 5 more minutes, people. 5 more minutes. Get your comments or questions in.
I like that little pair laughing
That's brilliant, isn't
from
it?
Jet. Thank you, Jet.
Yeah. And
5 more minutes.
yeah. Anyway, my lovely. I was then remembering that, Eve. So my friend Jay fell off a slide or something and broke his arm.
Ooh.
Or was it sparring and we had to say a different excuse? Which we basically said the other thing, however he did it, but then we said it was the other thing so he didn't get in trouble. Also, I can't even remember now. But yeah, he had his arm in a cast. I was 15. 15.
Yeah.
That's about 1 million years ago. Over 3 decades.
Wow, you're old.
Yeah, I'm really old. I'll get my
million
Coke.
years ago. Someone's asking about a nutrition plan. He doesn't do them anymore, I'm afraid.
Wow, wow,
Sorry
wow.
about that.
Yeah, I've stopped doing the old nutrition plans. I hear John Venus does vegan nutrition plans, but he says that
God.
you have to eat meat. So I'm not quite sure how he
It's, sorry.
circles that square, or whatever the phrase actually is.
Is there anyone you do recommend people go to?
I hear that. So someone asked me before because I said I'd stopped doing them, and I said, "Oh, the only person I can really think of is Nemo Delgado," but I imagine he would be quite expensive. And they said that they had had a look, and actually he was quite affordable. Okay. So yeah, Nimai Delgado you might try. Nimai space Delgado. Nimai Delgado. Yep.
Someone's asking me to get the cookbook, get on with the second cookbook. They want to make the banana bread. I'm trying. We're going to get some help soon, aren't we? I'm going to get one of my friends to help me because I just can't do it quick enough. I can't do all the things. So yeah. We're getting help so we can get it out soon.
Diana, got a wasp nest. Anyone know how to deal with them without harming them? We had either a wasp or a hornet's nest in our shed. Well, it's still there. And you just one little lot of eggs and just the one solitary animal, but we didn't want to cause any harm, so we just left it and like let it all happen. But
someone sent me a really helpful article on Instagram. It was saying like they just stay for one season and then so if you just leave it, then they will go and then you can remove it. I don't know if that's true for all different types of nests and whatnot.
Hopefully it's not murder hornets.
Oh God.
Yeah, but yeah, I wouldn't know on that one, I'm afraid. I really wouldn't know. Has anyone else in the chat got any perspective? Kelly Bunsell, what brand of dolls do you buy? We don't really have a favourite brand, do we?
I try and buy one that's in a glass jar rather than plastic.
A glass
I don't always
jar.
succeed with that. It's not always available. But there's one that I get sometimes on Amazon, which comes in a glass jar. I just type dolls. I can't remember the brand. But,
glass
so, yeah.
jar. Very good. Beep. Thank you, Mark Crossy. You're very kind, vegan Brit. Today I had Corona beans for lunch. I thought that Corona was a type of beer or virus, so I hope you're not being facetious. That's not even the right word. Julie Diane is in the house.
You had a super chat.
People are having a good laugh. That's good to hear. Jets, Connie donated $2.99 on the super chat. A giant vegan Hulk conscious muscle does pants. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, conscious muscles. Check him out. Oh yeah, and Vegan Gains often shouts someone out at the end of his at the end of his videos. Quality Gains, I think he is called. No question from Jet. She's just trying to help her fellow vegan friend out. At the same time as supporting her local neighbourhood vegan YouTubers at the kindness of the heart. She's a lovely, lovely, lovely gal. Orson, hi Paul, what are your thoughts on veganism relating to the ever-increasing complexity of artificial intelligence and its inevitable use for human gain? What type of different viewpoint on vegan philosophy? I'm curious.
You got to give a better answer than that. He's been asking that all night. He's desperate for you to answer.
I don't know anything about it. I don't know anything about it.
That's a disappointing reply.
Yeah.
Response. Sorry, you're waiting for nothing.
Yeah, I'm useless. I'll get my Coke. Jackie, I've got strawberries in my garden and the kind is called Corona. Oh, hang on. Oh, so the strawberries are called Corona, but someone was saying, so are there Corona beans as well? I don't know. I'm bleeding stupid. Amelia Morgan, our lovely friend. She's often very generous, and here she is with £4.99 on the super chat, supporting what we're doing. Thank you. Hey guys, just hopping in on the last minute. Kombucha thoughts beneficial for the gut or a bit of hype? Aww. You've been drinking kombucha lately. I'll let you answer this one. Fart juice, I'd call it.
So I'm doing a plan with. I'm getting some help from Goji Man with some gut issues that I've had for a long time, and Yeah, he's told me to get on some fermented things, and he listed a load, and sauerkraut, kimchi, kombucha, so he said them all, and I just thought I'll have them all just to get the variety. But what I believe, I think I read in Dr.
Bolsewicz.
That's what he said in his book.
Dr. B.
Dr. B, is that what he calls himself? Okay.
Yeah.
So in Dr. B's book, Fiberfield, he talks about all the different fermented things, and he says that kombucha is not that great, really, in terms of gut health. So I guess if you're going to drink it, don't think that it's amazing and it's the best thing. Some sauerkraut would be better, from what I understand. I'm no expert, but if you're going to drink that instead of having a fizzy drink, well, great.
A lemonade or a Coke or whatever.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say, and it's not harmful that I know of, and it might be a bit beneficial, but it's not the best thing.
Yeah. Yeah, that's my understanding as an expert in the field. I know what I'm doing in this bloody field.
Oh no, you've answered that. I'm hungry.
Oh, apparently I've got to go now because Jim is hungry.
I'm just putting out there that I'm hungry. I'm really hungry.
Yeah, well, I really need to start winding down. I'm blinking dizzy and worn out from the day.
Aww.
And no calories.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you want to wrap it up then?
Should we call it?
Let's call it.
What
We're calling
should we
it.
call this stream? We always forget to say it at the start. If anyone remembers at the start of the stream and would be so kind as to point out to us, mention the name thing, because you put the streams on Patreon.
Yes, for anyone who wants to watch the replay, they're on Patreon. $1 a month you can watch those for.
We like to call them a different thing based on the sort of theme of the stream, or something funny that came up, or interesting.
Come on, people! You got 1 minute to think of some good. No pressure,
no
but
pressure
think of
to
some
be
good.
funny or fun or interesting on the spot. But
go!
Yeah. Yeah. What have we talked about? Any thing we talked about for a while? Or don't ask him. He's on a diet. His brain's not working.
Fart juice. That'll do.
Fart juice.
Yeah, the one with the fart juice.
Oh God. Oh yeah. It can make you a bit gassy, kombucha. It used to be that way for me, but not so much. Is it? Does that predicated on the quality of your gut or something? Something that sounds a bit more scientific.
Why not?
Oh, vegan cat. We talked about vegan cats for a bit. Yeah, that's a good point.
The one where we got accused of being animal abusing scum.
Well, that could be any stream.
From that person's perspective. Right. Thanks for joining. Thanks to the moderators for keeping us virtually troll-free.
Yes.
Well, that person, they wanted to cause ill feeling, I
but
suppose.
Later on, they said to me, thank you for pointing that out, Gemma, and telling me about that.
Oh, okay,
and
that's good.
They were really nice about it. And so clearly, they just had never thought about it.
I guess I was right not to react to it then.
Yeah, I think that they genuinely thought this is a real bad thing to do, and there was a time when we did.
Do you know,
they didn't put it in the best way, but
the fact that there was a judgment attached, so that really doesn't help, does it?
It makes you feel defensive and like you're being attacked, and
thanks for the super chats, keeping the beans on our toes, keeping the walls from the doors, keeping the one other thing that I normally say and I've forgotten because I'm on low calories. Follow us for more up-to-date life stuff. Follow us on the Instagram. We're always posting on story. I did a Q&A today on the stories. Oh yeah, all the time.
All the time.
Hench_Herbivore.
Gemma_Herbivore.
Follow us on the Tox. just Hench Herbivore. Well, there might be an underscore. I've forgotten now. Too few calories.
Hench_Herbivore on the Tox.
Yeah, sorry. What else do we need to say? That's about it, isn't it?
I always forget something.
That is about it.
Yeah, we're back.
Oh.
No, we're not. We are.
If you're new here, you specifically, you're looking now at the screen. We'd love you to become part of the Hench Herbivore community. You can do that by hitting the subscribe button, clicking the bell icon so you're notified of new videos and new live streams. I think we'll be back. I was thinking of going earlier, but I think we will do 6 p.m. Tomorrow. Yeah, 6 p.m. GMT for more of the same. I still like to change it. My heart's telling me no, but I'm going to go with my head.
Someone's saying I never said that actually. I think I've misquoted someone, but I did my best to remember what you said, but I must have got it wrong. Sorry about that. Don't worry about it.
Sue us. This is all free anyway. It's goodbye from me.
Goodbye from me.
Goodbye.